Hello, and welcome to an episode of Todd Talk. When Todd talks, people listen because I am better than my father. Hopefully. Actually, I'm not better than my father. My father's a great man, and clearly I don't have a scar over my eye, so I think we're good. Anyway, here we are once again on the day of a death battle, and the death battle has come out, and I'm here to react to it because I have won again! It was close though. I was wondering how it would play out at times, but because the death battle animation was honestly really good. But yes, in the battle between Zuko and Shoto Todoroki, I picked Shoto, and I have won again. So my streak is intact. I have only lost one match this entire season. Great resist death, and so I am a happy man. So yes, let's break down the fight. There was a lot going on here. First and foremost, I heard it in the preview on the Death Battle cast, but the Zuko voice actor, I was saying that really sounds like Zuko, and they've had some impressive voice actors doing, some really good impersonations. But I'm like, that really sounds like Zuko, and they didn't do the whole like who's voicing who until like the day of the release on first, and they teased that someone big was doing Zuko, and sure enough, it was indeed Dante Busco, who was the voice of Zuko, and Jake Long, and of course Rufio from Hook. Who knew? But yeah, it was him. It was him, and that's pretty freaking awesome. So you gotta love it. I mean, I love it when they do this, and for the record, they've done this before. If you recall, they got the voice Ishigo. What's his name? Johnny. It was like Johnny something Bush or something like that. I apologize. I used to know his name because he was a Power Ranger, but then he became a voice actor, became the Ishigo Kurosagi. So, but yeah, they've done this before, but they only do it rarely because even though they know people, like they didn't know they did get it. They didn't get the voice of All Might, even though they know him. And if you recall, he was the voice of Smokey the Bear in Smokey versus Scruff McGruff, but they didn't do it. Didn't get him for All Might versus Might Guy because of complications, legal stuff, and everything. But since Avatar is done, like way done, of course they're gonna have him back. So why not? So go Death Battle. That's A+ right there. Uh, I like the breakdowns for both of them. They did really well. I do disagree smallly with some of the things that they said and showed on the Zuko breakdown. For example, I noted in my preview that it was not canon that Zuko can use lightning. He can redirect lightning via Iroh's technique, and that makes him have incredibly fast reaction time. But it was never shown in the series in Avatar, or Airbender, or Korra that he could use lightning, and yet they had a tab, one of those tabs at the top, that said he could do it because he's found inner peace. I'm like, yeah, but can he though? So thankfully that didn't come into play in the show. And then in the battle, they actually showed him using the fire breath, which was Iroh's technique, which yeah, he theoretically could do that, but I don't recall him ever doing that in the show. But again, it's very, very small nitpicks, and obviously didn't affect the battle itself, which was fun. It was very well animated. I liked the balance between the fights and everything. I loved the whole "he's just like me" scene. Like that was beautiful. Of course, that's when the fight should have stopped. They should have broed it out. It's like, I have a manipulative father. Oh, you got a manipulative father? That's rough, buddy. Where was that line? Everybody was asking for that line. That's rough, buddy. It's like that. Yeah, it was right there. Come on, Death Battle. You got the guy. Do the lines. But yeah, the fight was fun. I liked how they teased certain things, like when Shoto did his ice, heaven piercing ice wall, and you thought, oh, it's over, and then Zuko bursts out of it, and he's like, I don't care how much power you have, I will beat you, and then like slow pan into, then I must go beyond. And I was actually cheering for Shoto, going like, come on, it's time, use your fire, you can do it, embrace who you are, be icy hot. What a name. But and it was good, and I really like. Now, to be clear, I did like Beerus versus Galaxia more, and that one was just so much fun. But this one was a good fight, and Shoto won, and for very logical reasons that I appreciated. including like how he can just flash freeze him to death. His temperature, which I did tease in my preview, was absolutely hotter than Zuko's. I didn't calculate Zuko's because I forgot about the whole melting metal thing, though it made sense given all the other things that the Fire Nation has done. But I've noted that Endeavor's heat was able to burn through healing factors, so like it made sense that Shoto had hotter flames. But it was nice to hear all of that, and the fight was very, very fun. I very much enjoyed it, and I'm one again. I am not confident though in this next matchup at all. All right, I'm saying this right now. Okay, the next match. The next matchup is Wally West versus Archie Sonic. And let's be clear here. Wally West Flash versus Archie Sonic. Okay. Now you're like, what do you mean by that? So the last Flash we saw was Barry Allen, the original. Okay. The modern day original Flash. The original Flash was Jay Garrick. Okay. But the modern day Flash was Barry Allen and has been through much of history. However, when he died in Crisis on Infinite Earths, his protege, Wally West, stepped up, took the mantle, and easily became one of the most beloved characters in all of DC Comics up until Jeff Johns brought back Barry in Flash Rebirth. And of course, he's the Flash on the television show. He's the one who's most known in various themes, including the movies played by Ezra Miller. But Wally West, of course, was the Flash in the Justice League cartoon. He was in Young Justice, and so on and so forth. But yeah, it's that Flash versus Archie Sonic. Now, if you recall Mario versus Sonic, they specifically stated they were using the games as the canon. All right? So the Archie comics was what they used in the original Mario versus Sonic DB. And even then they didn't, like, this was still very young in their times. But yeah, Archie Sonic is crazy. All right, and if you don't believe me, believe Ben, who is a fan of those comics and read them, and even he noted that they were insane, and including one time when Knuckles became a god, and then completely, like, next issue was gone. So yeah, the fact that they're using Archie Sonic immediately means that this is going to be a lot closer than you think, because if you recall, they said in Mario vs. Sonic 2 that Sonic was not faster than light, though he could be with certain items. Archie Sonic has no such limitation. And of course, any member of the Flash family, especially Wally, who has had various power-ups over the years, including one in modern comics I really want to know if they're using, has the ability to go well beyond light speed, like because of the Speed Force, because remember, he's derived from the Speed Force. So yeah, this is going to be crazy. This is going to be nuts, and I look forward to it. Oh, but the salt in this fight is going to be great either way. So before we go, I want to pitch myself one more time to you, because as I noted in my last video, I have a comic called Tokyo Blade Detectives, and it is on Kickstarter right now. And as of this movie, we are basically in our last week of the campaigns for our third issue. This is number 2. And I really need your help because we are at 88 backers. I really want to get to 100 before this campaign ends a week from now. And I need your help. So if you'll go to the link in the description or in the comments, please go to the site, pledge $1. It really helps me. And if you want to actually read this, we have plenty of rewards from $3, $5, $10, more. You can get drawn into the comic. You can have your name put into the thank you section of the comic, and so on and so forth. So if you would be so kind, please look in the description of the comments below, check out the Kickstarter, see what Tokyo Blade Detectives is all about, and I really appreciate your help. And don't worry, by this time, by next week, when I do my preview for Sonic versus Wally West, the Kickstarter will be over. But please, if you can, please help. Please. So with that, I'm in this episode of Todd Talk. What did you think of Zuko versus Shoto Todoroki? What did you think of the animation? Are you happy to have Dante Busco back? And what do you think of Wally West versus Archie Sonic? This is going to be so bad. All right. Let me know in the comments below. So I thank you for watching. If you made it as far, I know you're listening, and I'll see you around.